everyone, it's Jen. Welcome back. Today for you, I have an exciting book haul. This is March and it's my first book haul. I'm so proud of myself. I have been making a conscious effort to not bring too many books into my home, read what's off my shelves, utilize my library, all those things, but I do have quite a large book haul here for you. So some of these were pre-orders, others I found at like discounted at half price books, some I bought full price, and then some I bought on sale. And some are from Pango. I had money on Pango as well. So they're kind of all over. One of these is a gift from one of my subscribers, so thank you very much, Mom. It was my mom that bought this for me, but she is one of my subscribers. I do have some more books coming in, more pre-orders coming in, I think April. So there might be another book haul sooner rather than later, but I was just too excited to wait. So I wanted to show you what I've collected over the last couple months. So let's just get started. The first thing I have is, I feel like there's a lot of fantasy on in this haul, but we'll see. So the first thing I bought was a Carissa Broadbent trilogy. The War of Lost Hearts is the name of the trilogy because this was originally independently published, and then it's taken down now off Amazon because they're republishing them and it's going to be a completely different cover and everything. So I wanted the original large paperback. So the first one in this War of Lost Hearts trilogy is Daughter of No Worlds. Such a cool cover. Book 2 is Children of Fallen Gods. And then book 3 is Mother of Death and Dawn. So I love these covers. I really wanted to have these. We have fantasy. Let's see. The first one, we are following a girl named Tisana who is living a life in slavery. There's magic in here. I believe there's romance in here. She is forced to flee and is pledging herself to the Orders, which is an organization of magic wielders strong enough to destroy her former masters. So to earn her place, she goes into this magical internship, apprenticeship kind of thing. There's war looming on the horizon. Yep, and there's romance in here. And it says, Tisana will stop at nothing to save those she abandoned, even if it means forfeiting her freedom and sacrificing her heart, even if it means wielding death itself. So I'm so excited. I've only read one book by her, but I really enjoyed it. Why am I blanking on the name? You guys, I read it this summer on vacation. The Serpent and the Wings of Night. There you go. That's it. So that one is a duology, I believe, even though there's 2 more books that are set in that world. But anyways, so this is, I'm very excited, very lucky to have gotten my hands on these before they went out of print. So there you go. I'd like to maybe knock out this trilogy this year, but we shall see. I don't want to make any promises. Okay, the next one was a gift from my mom. This is one of my most anticipated. It's the new Georgia Hunter. I love this bright coral orange on the cover. It's so fun. It just looks so good. I just recently talked about this. I have not read Georgia Hunter, but we have 1940s Northern Italy. We have best friends. And then one of them, best friends to they are like sisters. And one of them has to flee. And so the other friend takes her son and takes care of her son. And that's all I really want to know. We have a journey into Allied territory through Nazi-occupied villages and bombed-out cities, and she's doing everything she can to keep her best friend's son safe. It just sounds really good. So that's going to be a fun, probably heartbreaking, but fun historical fiction. So thank you for that. She's probably one of my biggest subscribers. Okay, next 3 were pre-orders. So I pre-ordered Broken Country by Claire Leslie Hall. This was recently mentioned also as one of my most anticipated. It's a little bit shorter than I thought, but this one has been kind of coined to be a little bit there's a murder. There's also coined to be, if you liked Were the Crawdads Sing, that you're gonna like this book. Actually, Delia Owens tagged it on the front here. So we have Beth and her gentle, kind husband, Frank. They're happily married, but their relationship depends on their past staying buried. So Beth's brother-in-law shoots a dog going after their sheep, and Beth doesn't realize that the gunshot will alter the course of their lives. The dog belonged to none other than Gabriel Wolf, the man Beth loved as a teenager, the man who broke her heart years ago. Gabriel has returned to the village with his young son Leo, a boy who reminds Beth very much of her own son who died a few years earlier in a tragic accident. As Beth is being pulled back into Gabriel's life, tensions around the village rise and dangerous secrets and jealousies from the past resurface, this time with deadly consequences. A sweeping love story with the pace and twists of a thriller, Broken Country is a novel of simmering passion, impossible choices, and explosive consequences that toggle between the past and present to explore the far-reaching legacy of first love. Doesn't that sound amazing? Just reading that makes me want to read it right now. That sounds so amazing, and I think this is such a cool cover. I wish it didn't have the Reese's sticker on it, but it's not a sticker. It's actually printed on there. The next one I pre-ordered was another fantasy. This is a young adult, I believe, but it's been tagged by V.E. Schwab, who I love. It's Our Infinite Fates by Laura Steven. This book has a gold shimmer. It's got gold end pages. It doesn't have anything special going on inside as far as like, it's just plain. But yes, this one is The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue meets This Is How You Lose the Time War in this fantastical and epic love story that defies death as two souls reincarnate through the centuries. So maybe this isn't fantasy. Maybe it's more like magical realism. I'm not sure. It says Evelyn can remember all her past lives. She can also remember that in every single one, she's been murdered before her 18th birthday by Arden, a supernatural being linked to her soul. The problem is that she's quite fond of the life she's in now, and her little sister needs her in order to stay alive. If Evelyn wants to save her sister, she'll have to find the centuries-old devil who hunts her through each life before he finds her first. Figure out why she's being hunted, and finally break the curse and try not to fall in love again. It just sounds neat, and this book just captured me. The dark green and the gold. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so that sounds really good. Sounds like something I've never read before. So there you go. Okay, this is the last one that I pre-ordered that I have for you today. And if you know me at all, you won't be surprised. This is one of my favorite books of all time. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's like in my top 3. I want to do a reread of this year. And I have been waiting for the 10th anniversary edition of The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. I need to take the sticker off. Haven't had time. It has a bookmark ribbon. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. Look at the sprayed edges. Are you kidding me? It's so pretty. It has beautiful end papers. And then the cover of this book, first of all, is one of my favorite colors. It's like a Tiffany blue. And it's got this gold. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? You guys need to get yourself a copy of this if you haven't already. I don't even know if I want to read this copy, honestly. I might just not read this copy. I don't know. I don't want anything to happen to it. It's so beautiful. So yes, so there's that one. I'm very excited to have a copy of this. All right, let's see. These next ones were just different. I can't remember. I think it was Target was having a buy one get one half off sale, I believe, is where I got these. So I got Quicksilver by Callie Hart. This is a romantasy book. I've heard good things. I know the second one, I believe, comes out like soon, like this year, like November maybe? I'm not sure, but this is number 1. We have a 24-year-old named Saris. She's keeping secrets. She knows about these strange powers that she possesses. And it looks like she's been picking pockets and stealing from the Undying Queen's reservoirs for as long as she can remember in the land of the unforgiving desert. There isn't much a girl wouldn't do for a glass of water, but sooner or later, every secret comes out. Saris comes face to face with death himself and accidentally reopens a gateway between realms and is transported to a land of ice and snow. There are fairies, and it says, the Fae have always been the stuff of myth, of legend, of nightmares, but it turns out they're real, and Saris has landed right in the middle of a centuries-long conflict that might just get her killed. So I don't want to read anymore. It's romantasy, it's magic, it's fairies. This dude's name on the cover is Kingfisher. So very excited. This one's a chunky one. But yeah, I'm very excited to have that. I want to give it a try and see if I need to pre-order the second one. Next one I won't talk about too much what it's about because it is the second book. Five Broken Blades was the first one. This is for Ruined Realms. I have Five Broken Blades with the sprayed edges, so of course I needed this copy. I really liked book one. It wasn't quite a 5-star, but it definitely ended at a place where I'm like, oh, I need to continue. So I have high hopes for this one. I'm not sure if it's a duology or not. I think for some reason, I think it is, but I could be wrong. I'd have to definitely do research on that. But another gorgeous cover. It has cool end pages as well. So, you know, I need publishers to stop making editions with sprayed edges and all the bells and whistles because I can't. I need them to stop. I do. All right, next one. The next two actually are very pretty books, and you will see in a second. This is a very anticipated book for me. This is Libba Bray. I haven't read a Libba Bray in forever. She does YA. And this is a historical fiction under the same stars. Again, it's got this really cool, almost like wood grain, right? And then it's got this tree and leaves in the front there. And then, I mean, honestly, look at that. I mean, it's gorgeous. I mean, you don't even need the cover on there. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. This one we have 3 different timelines. It's historical fiction, like I mentioned. We have 2020. We have 1980. So 2020 is New York City. 1980 is West Berlin. And then 1939 is Kleinswald, Germany, if I'm saying that right. So the story starts off, I believe, in the 2020 time zone. And we have 2 best friends, Miles and Chloe. And they are up one night and they get a mysterious, unexpected package from Chloe's grandma. And it plunges them into their own cold case investigation, 2 unidentified teenagers who went missing in the German forest 80 years ago. And then in 1980, West Berlin, we're following Jenny and Lena, another 2 friends, and an old lady with fascinating stories that may hide secrets of her own. And then it says, very well, it begins the same, once upon a time, and then you pick up 1939 Germany. It says, it is said that if you write a letter to the bridegroom's oak, the love of your life will answer back. The summer that best friends Sophie and Hannah receive their first replies from the famous tree, the world suddenly feels like a pliable, magical thing, as if it could be shaped by their dreams. But soon, World War II creeps into their small town. Dreams turn brittle, neighbors turn on one another, lies bloom like poppies between the girls, and the forest is no longer a refuge, but a dark wood filled with unimaginable danger. Doesn't that sound so good? I mean, I would have bought it if it was just a regular, book. And there's a map in here on the cover. It's just gorgeous. New York on the back. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Okay, next one. I've only read one Kingfisher, and it was Nettle and Bone, and I absolutely loved it. I actually recently got 2 of T. Kingfisher's books from the library. I did return them because I don't have time to read them right now, but I read the first line, the first page of both of them, and her writing is just magical. She just has such a way with words. So I pre-ordered, I actually forgot I pre-ordered this one. It was lower in the stack, but that is Sword Heart by T. Kingfisher. I don't have any tattoos, but this book makes me kind of want to get one. Look how gorgeous that is. It's got teal. Oh my God, it's so pretty. And then look at this cover, you guys, or the naked hardcover. It's this deep plum purple with the teal, and then it's got this sword. Oh my God, gorgeous, gorgeous. You got some patterned end papers as well. This one is another fantasy style book with romance. You have a widowed housekeeper, and an unlikely sworn protector. So we have Hala, who is kind of like, not in hiding, but she's kind of avoiding her family because I think they're trying, she's really wealthy and they're trying to take her money from her. So she's locked inside her bedroom, and while she's there, Hala inspects this ancient sword that's been collecting dust on the wall since before she moved in. Out of desperation, she unsheathes it, and suddenly a man appears. His name is Sarkis, he tells her, and he is an immortal warrior trapped in a prison of enchanted steel. So with T. Kingfisher, not only do you get beautiful magical writing, you get that. You get magic. You get just more like fantastical stories that kind of take you away. I feel like I'm reading a really good, or someone's telling me a really good bedtime story when I read her last book, Nettle and Bone. So I have high hopes for this one, and it's gorgeous. It's too much, you guys. Too much. Okay, the next one are Half Price Books and also Pango. So let's pull those ones out. Okay. This was only $1.99, the yellow wallpaper. It's a tiny little book, but this has always been something that I want to pick that up. It's like 30 or 40 pages. I'm sorry, 56 pages or something like that. It's a short story. It's very old. I think it was originally published in like the late 1800s, I believe. I mean, this copy was printed in 1997, but I don't know. The author lived from 1860 to 1935. It's kind of hard to tell like when this was actually written from here because, oh, here we go. The yellow wallpaper was first published in the New England magazine in January of 1892. So a long time ago. But it's just always intrigued me. I've heard it's creepy, unsettling, and it's about a woman who, it's a feminist perspective, and she kind of goes mad looking at this wallpaper, right? Like, okay, what? But I'm like, I have to check that out. I heard it's very unsettling and very scary and creepy, so I'm excited to try that. Next two, I was very excited to find for $3 each because I have, as you can see right here, all these Jodi Picoult books. I have a lot in this original version, but I found two that I didn't have, so perfect match. In a very good condition. I mean, it's an older book, so you got a little yellowing of the pages, but it's in great condition. And I have read this one a long time ago. This one, you're following a mom who has a 5-year-old son, and he's traumatized by a sexual assault. And Nina and her husband, everything is ripped apart. Their lives, their marriage, everything is ripped apart, and they're going into the justice system to try to help her son. And it says Nina's absolute truths and convictions are turned upside down, and she hurtles toward a plan to exact her own justice for her son, no matter what the consequence, no matter what the sacrifice. I probably could read this and it'd be like reading it for the first time again because it's been so long, but I'm very excited for that one. Just put it up there. And then I also got Songs of the Humpback Whale by Jodi Picoult. So there's that one. This one I don't even know what it's about, but it's in that same version. So this one says, Jodi Picoult's powerful novel portrays an emotionally charged marriage that changes course in an explosive moment. For years, Jane Jones has lived in the shadow of her husband, a San Diego oceanographer named Oliver. But during an escalated argument, Jane turns on him with an alarming validity. In anger and fear, Jane leaves with their teenage daughter Rebecca for a cross-country odyssey charted by letters from her brother, guiding them to a Massachusetts apple farm where surprising self-discoveries await. Now Oliver, an expert at tracking humpback whales across vast oceans, will search for his wife across a continent and find a new way to see the world, his family, and himself through her eyes. So, I mean, it can't be bad. It's Jodi. So I got that one. Okay, and then last but not least is my Pango order. I sold a few books on Pango, so I used some money. Looks brand new copy of a brand new copy of Done and Dusted. I love this like cover. I just think it's so cute. This is by Lila Sage. I think this is #1 in like a romance series. Never read Lila Sage before, but I know this is popular. I keep seeing this around and I'm like, I want a copy of that. So when I saw this on sale for Pango, I'm like, it looks brand new. We're gonna grab it. It says, she's off limits, but he's never been good at following the rules. Discover the sizzling small-town brothers best friend romance now in a special edition with an exclusive sneak peek at the next book in the series and a Q&A with the author. So you're following Clementine, also known as Emmy, and she has no idea what she's doing. She's accomplished everything on her to-do list. She left her small hometown of Meadowlark in Wyoming. She went to college, made a career for herself by doing her favorite thing, which is riding horses. But after an accident makes it impossible for her to get back into the saddle, she has no choice but to return to the hometown she has always wanted to escape. And then the love interest is Luke Brooks. He's the town's most notorious bad boy, bar owner, and bachelor. He's also the unofficial 5th member of the Ryder family. As Emmy's older brother's best friend, Luke spent most of his childhood antagonizing her. It's been years since he's seen her, but when she walks into his bar and back into his life, he can't take his eyes off of her. Against his better judgment, he wants to do a whole lot more than just look at her. Emmy's got too much on her mind to think about romance, and Luke knows he should stay away from his best friend's younger sister. But what if Luke is just what Emmy needs to get her spark back? Or will they both go up in flames? Doesn't that sound so cute? I love a small town romance. I definitely love a notorious bad boy. So that's exciting. And we'll see. We'll see if she's an author for me, because there's definitely more in that series with adorable covers like that. So, all right. Next one is A Fate of Wrath and Flame by K.A. Tucker. This has such a soft, like, buttery cover. I know that sounds weird, but it's just got such good flop. You know, if you know, you know. I like K.A. Tucker's writing. I've only read her romance. The Simple Wild is one of my favorite Simple Wild is one of my favorite romances of all time. And I just think this is a great cover. I love the flowers on there. This one's been on my radar for a while, like wanting to check it out. So let's see. She would know the world of vengeful gods and monsters and the lengths one would go for love, and nothing would ever be the same for her again. So I think we have another kind of romance fantasy type thing. Yeah, we have King Xander. We have a gifted thief, Romeria, who's flourished from her days as a street kid. A street kid pilfering wallets to survive. So it kind of sounds a little bit like Quicksilver. It might be fun to read back to back, or it might be too much. I don't know. It says, now she thrives stealing jewels from the rich under the involuntary employ of New York City's most notorious crime boss. But when an enigmatic woman secures her services at Sword Point, Romeria is plunged into a startling realm of opposing thrones and elemental magic she cannot begin to fathom. So I like that there's like a crime boss. I don't have a lot that I've read like that. And her quest is straightforward. Steal a stone from a sacred garden without anyone discovering her true identity, which would certainly earn her death. But the identity she has inexplicably assumed is that of the captured princess, an enemy to Islor, after she poisoned their beloved king and queen on the day she was to marry the prince. So I'm not going to keep reading, but we have King, Queen, Princess, Romance, Magic. And this sounds really good. So I'm excited to see what K. Tucker can do with more of a fantasy twist. And then last but definitely not least, a book I have already read before but didn't own a copy of is Pretty Girls by Karen Slaughter. I have The Good Daughter by her. I've read this a long time ago. Another case of I've let it out and didn't get it back. So now that I have this beautiful library, I'm trying to get some of my favorites back on my shelves. And it's a pretty good, in good condition. There's a little rip right here, but that's okay. But Other than that, you know, it's in good condition. And another one of my, probably would say, all-time favorites of all time. So I want to reread this one too, maybe this year. Yeah, so we'll see. So there you have it. I got that at PangoBooks. So that is all I have. I'm so excited to add these to my shelves, and don't know when I'll get around to all of them, but some of them just, like I said, pre-ordered. I couldn't help myself. And I will check in again soon. Like I said, I have a couple more pre-orders coming in. I did place a book outlet order. They're having their $5.99 fiction sale. I think I got, it was 6 or 7 books for $35. So not a lot of money there, but you have to wait and see what I got from Book Outlet. So once I get the rest of my pre-orders in and the Book Outlet box in, I probably will do another book haul. But for now, that's all I have. Thank you guys for watching. Have you read any of these books? Please let me know down in the comments below. What should I pick up? And I hope you guys are reading something amazing. And I will see you in my next video. Have a great day. Happy reading. Bye.